everyone on the desk seems fairly confident that Epsilon should be able to start this one off 1-0. And it also seems like the overall majority seem to think that whoever gets this good start in this series should be able to close it out 2-0. I don't know about that. I am going to be looking forward to this either way. I think both of these teams have enough experience to be able to kind of bring themselves back after a map loss. Especially Qualifier, of course, after the major run. But then again, as was mentioned, they haven't really been performing too well since the major. So it's going to be an interesting one coming in. Epsilon on the rise recently. And it is going to be a nice little game for us to watch for sure. Here we go. The knife round is going to be getting live. And let's see who's going to be able to get that CT side start. Looking like Qualifier should be able to take it. Yeah, there you go. Qualifier get it, so they'll be able to make a decision about which side they want to begin on. I presume they will swap to the CT side. It is the side of the map that tends to be slightly favoured. And there you do indeed see that. So switch comes in. We should be getting live into the action now in just a couple of moments. So let's see how this one's going to go. It should be a good one indeed. Epsilon, I'm looking forward to seeing them playing once again with Jenko. Let's see how he plays. It's worth noting that even though they lost their previous game, Jenko did play quite well. It was Smoothie that kind of had some difficulty, so if he can step it up now today, I think Epsilon are going to be in a good position again. So, getting into the action. Robin is the man to pick up utility. A smoke and a Molotov. And on the CT side, Waterfalls with a smoke. No kit actually coming in, so that could be a little bit awkward for Qualifier. Let's see, Epsilon right now just seems like they're going to group up over towards the B apartments. 3 players actually going towards middle. And let's see what their goal now is into this round. Molotov going towards window. Smoke towards the top of connector, and I think they're probably going to just try split out to B with this one, and this could work perfectly. A player, another passive player in window. They went right towards B, it could work quite well, but the problem is there is already 2 players in position. Smoothie up close doesn't check the corner. 3 kills for Jumpkit, he gets himself 2. Control of the bomb as well now, as actually he does drop out of the apartments and give it back to Epsilon, so as they claim themselves a couple of kills now, they can pick that up, maybe go ahead and get that one planted. And then 3-on-3, this is a winnable situation once again. Jumpkit dropped in towards the apartments, he has assistance, but Jenko steps it up to find 1. And Surreal does the same, so now it's all onto Valina, 1-on-3, coming in from the kitchen. And as mentioned, they don't have a defuse kit. Great shot to start it off though, hits the first. I don't really think that peek's needed to come in from Surreal there, should be just trying to play time. Jenko doing the same at the bench. Not going for the face quite yet, just making sure that he can run down his time as much as possible, so the bomb won't be defusable. And now he does actually have to go ahead and take this fight, but he wins it out, so it doesn't matter. Epsilon get themselves that 1-0 start. It was such a good beginning to that round there for Qualifier. Jumpkit picking up 2 kills. But it kind of just fell apart afterwards. Force by though is going to come in. Really not on the scout. The rest of the players just working with pistols. Let's see how it works. Safe enough buy, I guess, coming in from Epsilon. They only go for 2 rifles. A little and an AK. Quite heavy investments into those SMGs, 2 MAC-10s and a UMP. I suppose that's to really just allow for extra utility to be bought into this round. And ooh, this could be nice. A little flashbang set up for the ladder room, but the scout does a lot of damage. Robin and Chak taken down quite low. Robin and Surreal, rather. And there's Waterfalls finishing off 1. Boomich able to strike onto Jenko as well. Suddenly this round looking pretty good for Qualifier, unless Chak can return a second, and he is actually going to be successful. But still the HP slowly being chipped away for Epsilon. Boomich is able to strike with that retrieved AK, so now it's all down to Chak and Smoothie to try and save this round with a 1-man disadvantage, and it's just not going to be working out. Jumpkit gets another. Now Smoothie on low HP, he pushes straight towards Jumpkit and gets taken down. So Qualifier, they return it with the force buy. Epsilon, will they buy? It looks like they will. I'm kind of surprised when you didn't buy, because he's usually the player who goes for these force buys no matter what. I'd obviously rather see him eco and save for the op, but a lot of the time he does tend to just kind of force up with the rest of his team. So it's nice to see him maybe bringing a bit more discipline into this one right now. And let's see what Epsilon can get done with the Dig and the CZs. Ooh, great shot by Jenko, just walks straight out ramp and decapitates Waterfalls. So Epsilon with a 1-man advantage now. Let's see what they decide to do with this one though. There's still a lot of time to work with. Qualifier may try and actually make a play now to bring it back in their favour. And that's something they could maybe be waiting for that aggressive push once again. Make sure they can just get another trade out of that situation. And here you go, it's coming in towards ramp. Valina He pushes forward, as does Boomich. The rifle's now getting up close, and there's going to be a lot of pistols waiting around this corner. Robin, CZ works out, he gets himself one, does a lot of damage onto Velina as well. Chak's going to chase him down. And there you go, Epsilon this round just going completely in their favour. They're able to take over control of the A bomb site. Surreal, oh, great shot on the quick. Out of nowhere, Jump is now the last man standing in a 1-on-5. I don't really think there's too much you can do in this situation. Trapping towards jungle currently as well. I don't even know if he's going to be allowed to save this M4. And Epsilon return it instantly. Oh, he might be found here. Let's see if Jack checks this corner. Oh, he doesn't go forward at all. Jump Kit doesn't connect the shots though either, so his position's going to be known. He should be allowed to fall back off, and I think a couple of these pistol players may try hunt them down. You can see two over towards the B bomb site. Jump Kit kind of cautious of this though. Does decide to just hang back in towards CT spawn, so I think he should be okay. He should be able to save this M4. Let's see. There is one player up close. That's Robin with the CZ. Oh, he doesn't quite get the shot off in time, so one M4 being carried over at least. Waterfalls, $3,100. Velina, $2,700. The other two players not really looking too great there on double eco, so I think we are going to see the force buy once again. I wouldn't be surprised if it worked out, especially considering this time they have the M4 on the jump kit. But this time Epsilon, they're playing it a little bit more safe. We saw the last time they had a heavy investment into SMGs. This time they have all rifles, 3 AKs, an M4, and the Galil. So trying to make sure now that they can actually go ahead and capitalize on that round they won previously and get off to a good start. Control towards middle, using these rifles in the positions where there's the longest range angles. Making sure that when facing off against those pistols, you're going to be favoured in every single duel. Oh, nice boost coming in, but doesn't work out. We find by Quick. Smoothie through the smoke though. Obviously he returns that one, just spamming away. So into a 4-on-4. Does tend to favour the T side. They'll be happy enough with that trade. And they also have a lot of control towards middle. But ooh, this could get dangerous. Boomich is actually pushed aggressively into Palace. And if he gets the timing correctly, Jenko's all alone towards ramp. So let's see. But the problem is, it looks like Epsilon right now just want to try and commit towards this A bomb site. And if they just walk up, they should be able to get it quite easily. The closest player is Velina. He's in towards CT spawn. As long as they don't over-challenge him, then they should be able to get on towards the bomb site. And they also have a Molotov to clear out that position. So let's see what happens. And now on ramp, it is going to be Boomich fallen. The flank does not work out. And the man advantage now in favour of Epsilon is Qualifier once again. They may just want to go ahead and try and save this one if they don't get a fast kill. And there's Waterfalls down. Jumka finds one, but it's going to be awkward. So he steps it up. So he closes it out as well. Epsilon on a 3-1 start. Should be a full eco now coming in for Qualifier. Also a pause has been called, but this is by Epsilon, so I presume this is technical. Oh, it's already been removed, so it doesn't look like we're going to be waiting too long to get back into the action. Should be an easy enough one now for the UK side. Robin with a Mac 10, he can just go ahead and lead the way right now. Lead the way, rather. Just look to try and build up some bank, and you can see it there. He finds the first Smoothie to assist. There's a lot of damage actually coming in. These players are quite low, but still up against only P250s and 1 USP. They shouldn't struggle too much. They should have an easy enough time being able to close this one out. See, Quick in a nice position though. Surreal walking up. If he doesn't expect this, maybe a quick double dink could come in. Oh, the jump does not work out. Unlucky Quick. I think that was just a mouse jump, so this round going in favour of Epsilon. Not much Velina and Jump Kick can do. Maybe a bit of damage at least can be found. One kill for Velina. That's not really too big of a deal. And there you go, Epsilon. They managed to actually go ahead and close it out against these eco rounds this time. So now up against the rifles, let's see if they're going to be able to continue on and keep building themselves up some momentum. And we're going to see Qualifier step it up now. They have all the M4s, they have a decent amount of utility to back it up. Main thing they're lacking is the op, which Smoothie currently does have available. So let's see now. He's going to bring this over towards mid, it seems. And he's just going to be looking to try and pick himself up an opening kill, and let's see how that's going to work out. Molotov in towards connector, looking to try and play around the smoke. And yeah, Quick just continue when the face gets taken down. So a good start once again for Epsilon, a man advantage being obtained. QB on the back foot. Let's see what they're going to try and actually go for now to bring this round back. They've gone for a ramp aggression, but it seems like they've actually gone ahead and cancelled this one already. So right now, not really too much info for QB to work with. Oh, and Jack is just so aggressive into the apartments. He completely opens up this B bomb site. There's only one player on this side of the map. They've taken a gamble because of that player they lost on mid, and now B is just going to be completely under the control of Epsilon. And I think once again QB may just have to go ahead and save this. Oh yeah, no, there's a player there, hasn't pinned in. But he does not expect waterfalls, so that's the op actually dropped. They need to be careful here because it is still only a 3-on-4. Jenko luckily enough in a little flank position from top mid. And there you go, he denies that op from being picked up. Even with them 2 rifles being saved, I don't think QB can scrape out the buy. You can see they are going to be lacking a bit. UMP is being dropped. I don't know if they'll really be buying up around that one. They can probably just get some Kevlar. Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. So they just want to get themselves something to work with in this round so they can at least try and get some damage done. Try and keep the economy for Epsilon low and give themselves some sort of chance to actually pick up this round. Because right now Epsilon getting off to a great start. Where is Cosmin? Apparently Cosmin, I'm not sure, apparently it was something to do with duo skill or something, so they brought in Jenko. Jenko's the new 5th player for this lineup. Ooh, and Smooya, okay. He gets pushed down, he's flashed up, he hits a no-scope. Tumka is down, UMP that was dropped already. Well, dropped out of his hands, and now it's, once again, QB working with a man disadvantage early on into this round. Surreal coming up connector. Alina trapped in towards Sandwich. Gets 1 kill. Oh, he actually gets the 2nd as well. If he can step it up for the hat-trick now, it would be very difficult though because of his HP. The nade is going in either way. Not needed. Chak gets the kill. Smooya with the up going to be able to step it up to take down quick. Now Boomich is the last man standing. It's winnable though. It is a 1-on-2. The bomb only getting planted right now. But when Robin's able to hit a headshot like that, you have no chance. And Epsilon now leads 6-1. Pause is being called again by Epsilon. So I'm presuming technical. It's been called off again already, so I don't know. I'm a bit confused. Epsilon keep calling pauses for just about 2 seconds. Alright, we've been given the reason for the pause, and it's because Surreal is using the bathroom, so not exactly how it was said, but we won't say it that way. And now Smooya says TS problems, so I don't know what she was telling the truth about. And here we go, getting back into the action. QB though, this is when they finally get out that first full buy. Full buy in terms of having the up onto waterfalls, having all the utility they could ever want. Other than the Valina, who lacks a small amount, and they also actually have the secondary up onto Jumpka, so this is going to be an interesting round out to see. Let's see if Smooya is still going to be able to win out these up duels, or rather these opening duels, because this is going to be his first chance to actually face off against another big green gun. A little bit of a slower round from Epsilon. I guess after calling that pause themselves, they were expecting QB to have maybe discussed what they wanted to do in this round, and maybe they were expecting it to be a bit more of an aggressive play. Maybe they were expecting them to try and challenge towards middle. As we can see right now, though, QB just hanging back, taking a bit of a standard approach, but they're actually completely giving up the B bomb site. They have a player up in ladder room, or up on short rather with the op. So if he's to get smoked off, then the B-bomb site is going to be very, very weak. And you can see at the moment, at least, the bomb is hanging around over towards this side of the map. So this could maybe work against Qualifier. Yeah, Epsilon grouping up now with all 5 players. So the B-bomb site is looking to be the target. Jumpka repositions though, so he's in a good position now with this op to at least get info early on and fall back. I think that's a one-way smoke. That's a little, ooh, nice shot by Waterfalls, and that is indeed a one-way smoke for Jumpka. So let's see how this one works out. This is going to be really nice. The players, they should be aware that this is a one-way smoke though the second they see it lifted off the ground. And here we go, making their way in. Flashes there, quite good. Jumpka still finds one, jumps out into the Molotov, and actually gets a second onto Robin. Let's see if he's going to be able to find any more. May not be needed though. Quick in position. Spreads down 2. Qualifier get themselves a perfect gun round. They don't lose a single player. That's exactly what they needed now in order to get themselves back into this half. So they get everything they want. They can get themselves back. They can get themselves all that utility once again. And Epsilon, let's see now. They buy up. They do have an op onto Smoothie again. They have all the rifles. They don't have too much money left in the bank. So crucial round. Whoever wins this should be able to get themselves into a good position. Epsilon take it. They'll get themselves They'll continue to increase this lead even further. Qualifier, they need this one out to try and actually break the economy of the UK side. Looking like a fast A play right now from Epsilon, so changing up the pace. Previous round didn't work, they're just going to go ahead and execute straight towards this bomb site, and Velina, easy pickings there from CT spawn. Takes down Jack, and Epsilon now, they're going to try and push in towards the CT spawn, it seems, to try and actually return that frag, but Jumpka's in position now to try and assist. He finds one, Robin falls, and it's a little bit of an awkward situation right now for Epsilon. Surreal though, doing his best to pull this one back, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. Velina gets himself another, and now Smoothie left in a 1-on-4. Stuck in towards this default position, a very awkward spot to try and clutch from. As long as you aren't given opportunities like this, the player in towards CT probably wants to stop jumping. So Molotov goes in. That should be the round now in favour of Qualifier. There we go, Boomich pushes forwards. He gets one more at least, but it's not going to be a big deal. Yeah, no bomb plant, so Epsilon they can't buy. If they got the plant, they would have been able to just about scrape out a buy. Smoothie, I think, would have been the only one not able to fully invest. But as we can see now, it should be an eco coming in. Bringing it towards mid. A lot of deagles and up to face off against. And let's see how this one works. The timing could actually work in their favour. We see that player jumped out to try and face underpass. But Epsilon didn't decide to actually peek this one themselves. And ooh, Waterfalls. Perfect find. Expects Robin to be on that angle. And also at the same time, Jumpka's able to open it up onto Chak with his secondary op. So a good start into this round for Qualifier. Themselves a 5-on-3 advantage. And also in terms of the firepower, they're working with a much better weaponry. Nice dink at least by Surreal, but not enough for the kill. Don't think there's much Epsilon can do right now in this situation, unless Boomin shoots his teammate. That can maybe give them some sort of assistance. But there we go, Velina spots out one, and he gets the second coming out of ramp. So another perfect gun round coming in by Qualifier. They survive with 5 players. And these last couple of rounds now have been quite one-sided, so Qualifier are starting to build themselves up a bank. Epsilon now get back onto the buy. Surreal, I believe, dropped over and off to Smoothie. And let's see now, Epsilon. Will they continue grinding out rounds on this T side, or will Qualifier be able to stabilise themselves on the defense? Bit of a heavy short presence right now coming in for the CTs. Looking to try and contest mid, I guess that's for. We see the op was pushed up. Well, Waterfalls is pushed up still. He did have support from Quick, but ooh, awkward nade. Oh, and Jumpka down to 25 HP. That's not a good start. Luckily enough, Waterfalls was aggressive, but coming out of underpass, he actually gets a second. That's a great kill indeed to find, so that they actually do manage to come out on top of that trade 2-1. Smoothie as well, quite low HP, so this is a good start in this round for Qualifier, even with that enough team damage that was done early on. Boomich wins out the fight towards ramp. And this gun round right now looking like it should be going in favour of Qualifier. Unless Jack and Smoothie are able to pull off something, and I don't see that being so likely right now. They're in towards mid. They're making their way back over towards what looks to be the B apartments, which maybe could be the correct decision. Jumpka's all alone. And it's also worth noting, if you remember back into the start of this round, he did get naded down by his teammate to 25 HP. So a single bullet will take him down. But he is allowed to fall back off as that flash is a little bit messed up by Smooya. He's been spotted now, but he does also have assistance. Quick in position. Jumpka gets one more before falling. Smooya on 21 points of HP now, left to try and actually clutch this one out. Get around the bomb site. He knows there's one on the back lines, I think, but as he taps the bomb quick, is he going to be able to find this? And yeah, he is indeed. Smooya not quick enough on the flick. Looking like a fast B play, or at least a slightly faster approach towards the B bomb site. I don't think they're going to rush it. You can see they are just being a bit quiet. They want to maybe try and catch this off guard, which is fair because we know they have a double up setup in. Oh, messed up flash by Smooya again. Second one should work out. That's going to go perfectly out the window, blind up any players on short, but it does blind up his teammate. Chak gets in the way of it. He gets blinded, and actually the kills do work out in favor of Epsilon. 3 players waiting on this B bomb site. And of course the CZs are what come out victorious. Nice find by Waterfalls though, does shut down Smooya. And this is very winnable now because of the HP onto these players. You can see Valina and Waterfalls very, very low. Oh, not Valina and Waterfalls, rather. Valina and Waterfalls in the 2-on-3, and all the 3 terrorists are very, very low. My apologies, but right now Chak up close in kitchen. He knows there's a player in towards there and he hits the shot. Waterfalls mid-air gets taken out. And now Valina, last man standing. They have a decent amount of economy to work with, but the chance of winning this 1-on-3 is very small. Very, very low. The risk and reward, not really worth it. So it looks like he is going to go ahead and just back off, try and save this one, because he's probably not aware of how low all these players actually are. And also, the time was slowly ticking away. So right now, Epsilon, they managed to actually pull it off with only pistols, and they saved themselves an op as well as 2 rifles into it. The game only goes to 16. That's kind of a lie because there can be overtime. Let's see though. Qualifier, they won those gun rounds quite cleanly, so they are able to invest once again. Oh, and Jenko, he might just be straight into the upper waterfalls, which he does indeed. So he gets taken down. And Qualifier once again take themselves an open and man advantage to work with. Epsilon going to decide to do. Looks like they're going to just try and go back towards B. I guess in the previous round, the fact that they were able to pull it off with just pistols gives them some hope that they can bring it back into 4-on-5 now. And look how aggressive Jumpka is, but this time he's actually using the rifle, not going to be open. Doesn't matter though. Great find by Robin, able to get the crosshair placement perfectly. And now Quick is going to have to try and hold down this B-bomb site to try and delay for his teammates to get into position, which he's done so quite successfully. He gets 2. Boomich going to be able to strike as well. And now it's all onto Surreal in a 1-on-3. And Valina on a great angle spot in the cross. He doesn't want to continue taking that fight. Doesn't want to give the opportunity for Surreal to win out the 1-on-1. 40 seconds remaining. And he may at least be able to find this bomb plant. The CTs are going to allow for it to happen. And now it's going to get awkward because 3 opponents to find as long as they play this together. Surreal should have basically no chance in this clutch. Nade goes in. That should do a lot of damage. 30 down to 8 now, but he wins that 1 fight. Perhaps winnable, but the problem is Waterfall's already up close. They're going to be coming in from both sides, and he gets taken down. So Qualifier, they managed to get themselves that round there. After finding the open and pick, the round does eventually go in their favour with 2 players alive, and they easily have the defuse, just waiting to try and recover themselves some of that utility that may be laying around. And Qualifier now up to 6, so only 1 round of the difference. Epsilon, they're slowly grinding out rounds on this T side, but Qualifier building up that momentum now. Epsilon do get a pretty solid buy into this one. The main weakness is that Mac 10 onto Surreal, which isn't ideal, of course. Let's see how that works out. Smooya right now, he has the op. He's brought this over towards middle, and he's looking to try and find an open and pick. Let's see if that's going to work out. Boomich was tempted to get aggressive. Doesn't decide to go for the peek. If he goes in towards connector now, doesn't matter. He wins out that fight somehow. So yeah, timing doesn't work out. I think he'd just begun to look away from that position. He gets taken down. So QB Fire, similar to the previous round, they started off with a nice little one-man advantage to work with. Surreal though. He is very capable with this op. He was originally known for his op and prowess before moving over to NA. And he is going to be able to pick that one up and look to try and bring this round back in their favour now. Just under a minute remaining, so they need to make a decision soon about where they want to bring this. And it looks to be over towards A. I was gonna say it seems like QB4 are taking a bit of a gamble and sending Boomich over towards B, but he does decide to just hang around the CT spawn, make sure no one can get boosted into window to flank through jungle. And now Epsilon, which is 4 players, all coming through this, well, I was gonna say through ramp. There's 1 player in Palace, but still, it's just gonna be very difficult. I can see a pretty solid setup right now, winning towards CT spawn with the op. That's Waterfalls. If Surreal finds this is very doable though, and there you go. He starts it off great. Now Belina under the Palace. He hasn't been checked yet. The Molotov goes in, but Surreal completely unaware. It allows for Belina to take 2. And now Boomich slowly chipping away at the HP of Chak. A man advantage still in play for QB Fire. As Robin and also Chak are left to try and clutch this out. Swedish and the Greek import. Let's see if that's going to work out. Great start for the CT side. Boomich, he shuts it down. Robin only found a single kill. And QB4 go ahead and equalise the scoreline at 7-7, and of course with this being the last half of the last round of the first half rather, Epsilon are going to be investing what they can into this one. Let's see what they're going to be able to get. Most likely just pistols, it seems. The nearest major for CSGO, I don't follow Dota, the nearest major for CSGO is going to be the Face It major, which is in late September. Yeah, I think it's late September. Why is Conor McGregor commentating? Why not? For the crack, you know? That doesn't mean for the drugs. Crack means fun in Irish. Same. Boomich, close on the smoke. He knows Robin's right there. He saw the Molotov coming out. Gets aggressive in around the smoke, and actually he's able to get in behind the opponent. Let's see if they're aware of this, and it doesn't seem likely. The bomb plan should at least come in. Smooth you with the CZ, and this is the weapon that you do have to fear. Luckily enough, the trade comes in successfully by Waterfalls, and right now it's looking difficult for Epsilon. The HP, it's so low. Chak is the last man standing, and the bomb is just being defused right now as he will be dropped by Quick. So QB4 managed to pull that half back and get themselves into the lead by 1 round. Hello, Cullen Miracle. No, 20 to 23rd of September. Yeah, that's what it. I think that's what it is. I don't know what Freddie said. Seven rounds on the T side is a pretty good performance from Epsilon, but I think the fact that they started off so well, they had a 6-1 lead. They were probably expecting a bit more out of that one. They were probably hoping for at least double digits. We do have a bit of a break, guys. We do have just about a minute before we get into the second half. So while we have time, I do want to tell you guys to go ahead and check out GG.bet. Nice little place for betting on esports. If you scroll down underneath the actual game here itself on Twitch, you'll see a little link in the chat that you can click, and there's also one for the promo code. So if you want to go ahead and head on over to that website to bet on esports, make sure you do so. Worth noting that everyone on both sides seems to be stepping it up. No one really trailing too far behind. The difference in frags for the QB4 is a little bit more. It's 6 between Jump Get and Quick. Over on the Epsilon side, it's only, I believe, a 4. Yeah, so 12 and 8 is the difference between them. 9 on another. So everyone kind of stepping it up. No one underperforming so far in this game. And hopefully we see an entertaining second half now coming in. Sellout? I am indeed. Wasn't even told to do that one. That was just an optional sellout. good practice for selling out, you know. You need to know how to do that as a commentator. But yeah, right now, they are just going to be executing towards the A-bomb site. Smoke goes down, or rather, I think that's a decoy that goes down, I'm not quite sure, but USP long range now in towards jungle, and actually doesn't really work out for Smurry early on, and he gets rushed down. Trying to escape, but he's not going to be able to make it out of the window. Now, man advantage in favour of QB-Fire, as well as the bomb being planted, so it's going to be an awkward retake, especially with more headshots coming in from the Glocks. Robin doing his best to return it, will get one. And he actually gets a second, and Surreal steps it up as well, so out of nowhere, Epsilon, they get themselves into a favourable position. Robin needs to be cautious of that connector flank, and he isn't it. He spots out that player. He will connect the shot with the USP, and the defuse was already being stuck. So out of nowhere, Epsilon just pull that round back. How does that happen? 8-8 now. QB4, even with a 2-man advantage and the bomb down, they still managed to lose the after plant. Now, QB4 at least getting the bomb plant means that they will be ecoing into this round. They'll have the full buy into the following. They'll have their rifles, but unless they get a bomb plant and a couple of kills into this, or a couple of kills rather, they likely are going to lack in terms of utility. And that's a decent net to start this one off. A lot of damage being done. Robin up close and connector. Let's see what he can find with this M4. He needs to be cautious. Doesn't want to get overwhelmed. But Smoothie instead to find first contact. And will actually be traded out 1 for 1. Robin, the player creeps up around connector. Still finds it. That could have been very awkward if he fell and handed an M4 away. That's off by Robin. No gap in the smoke allowed for him to see that player running across. And as you would expect now, Epsilon, they should be able to take this round. Only P250s and Kevlarless opponents, 2 of them to be exact. Make that 1. Robin creeps out onto mid and now over towards the apartments. Quick has been spotted as well. There you have it, Epsilon. They reclaim the lead. AUG for Smooya, okay. What is this? He couldn't afford an op, I guess, so he went for an AUG. I guess I can see where he's coming from. He wanted that longer range weapon to try and hold down mid, so it kind of makes sense. Depends how much practice he has with it, because it can be a bit of a difficult weapon if you haven't actually practiced this one properly. So let's see, right now, Jumpy just creeping out over towards B. A lot of damage being found onto Smooya. And it is just the default from QB-Fire, but it looks like they're trying to make individual plays across the map, realizing maybe that a couple of weaker weapons have been carried over. They want to try and take the M-Jolts and see if they can win them out to find those openings. And early on, the HP goes in their favour indeed. Smoothie to 36, as was mentioned. QB-Fire right now, looking to try and get that control towards middle. Let's see. QB-Fire, 40 seconds remaining, so they need to make a decision soon about where they want to bring this. And with the bomb over into the apartments, it's looking likely to be a B hit. Currently only Chak in position to hold this down. Bit of support from Smooya over in kitchen, but he doesn't have the op, he does only have the AUG, so it's going to be a bit harder to actually try and get the kills as they cross the window. Let's see if he can prove me wrong though. Robin catches the lurker in towards the window position. And now QB-Fire, but only 20 seconds remaining, have to get onto the bomb site, get these kills and get the bomb planted, and it's looking a little bit awkward. Waterfalls does get 1. He gets another kill before falling there, which is actually a pretty good job to make sure that Epsilon retained them at advantage. And Surreal gets caught off guard. The time is just so low, there's nothing that can be done. Boomich even finding that kill into the window room. It won't be enough. Robin turns around and finds the return as well. So Epsilon win out that gun round, get themselves up to double digits. And now they lead 10-8, as once again, QB-Fire aren't going to have the economy to actually allow for this buy to come in. Should be another eco now. Maybe a couple of pistols can be upgraded, but not really too much more. Bit of utility, 2 smokes, 2 flashes. And as you can see right now, they're grouping up outside of A, so their aim for this round, the goal for this round is just get a couple of kills, weaken the economy of Epsilon. And the #1 priority is to get that bomb planted, because they want the extra $800 per player so that they can get a perfect buy into the next round. And let's see if it's going to be possible. It's very likely, considering you can see these CTs are playing quite passive. They are mostly playing for the retake, so a couple of well-placed smokes could allow for it to come in indeed. But opening kill by Valina. They're playing around this triple box now, needs to step it up, and it's not going to happen. The CZ comes out victorious. Quick drop Surreal, retrieves himself an M4. Now it's a 5-on-3, as Epsilon not successfully able to hold this A-bomb bomb site, and the retake is going to be extremely difficult. Smooya steps it up, as does Jenko, so now it's back into a 3-on-3. There is still utility remaining as well. Opening kill once again by Chak though, so it's going all back in favor of Epsilon. Jenko gets one as well, and now it's all onto Valina, who's extremely low on HP, and he tried to wrap around towards Connector, but he needed his teammates to survive a bit longer. It doesn't work out. Epsilon get themselves that round. They pull it back in a 3-on-5. They lead 11-8, but as we said, the goal there for that round for QB4 was a couple of kills on a bomb plant, and it works out for them. So now they have a great buy coming into this one. They have the op, they have plenty of utility. They have all the rifles with the utility also to back it up, so they'll be able to come into this round now with any sort of set strategies that they may have prepared. They'll have all the utility to work this mid control if they want. And let's see what Epsilon do. Will they can just continue on with this fairly standard setup, or will they try and maybe get a bit aggressive, maybe try and challenge towards middle, try and get in the face of their opponents? And no, it doesn't really seem so. They're going to continue. They're going to continue just playing this really passive setup, not really challenging actively towards B, not going for the jump peaks, not trying to get the info. And over on A, they're just playing the retake. So let's see how this works out once again. Damage early on, going heavy in favor of Epsilon, which isn't really ideal for QB4. Player down to 41, 1 to 69, 1 to 90. Which means that there's 2 M4s. There's not too many M4s, but they will basically be AKs up against those players. 1 shots to the head. So they're slightly weakened. .30 seconds remaining now, and the B-bomb site defense is going to be tested. Smooya in a good position though to try and spot towards short, but the problem is Chak instantly gets taken down, and now Smooya just in a horrible position with players coming in from every single side. Oh, he hits that shot through the wall. The problem is Gumic in position, quick as well, going to be able to find a kill onto Jenko. The B-bomb site now under the control of QB4. They should be able to claim themselves this round unless some mistakes are made. And you can see already Epsilon, the remaining 2 players have decided to save this one. So Robin and Surreal backing off. The economy for the CT side, not amazing. These 2 players who are saving are the ones who actually don't have enough to buy. So with these 2 managing to actually carry over these weapons, the rest of them should be able to invest into the next round. So we should see another full buy coming out for Epsilon. They may lack a bit in terms of utility, but it should be pretty decent overall. Don't think QB4 would ever bother hunting this one because they don't really have much economy themselves. Yeah, and as I mentioned, they do get the buyout, but it's not perfect. 2 FAMASs in order to get some form of utility. I believe Robin and Surreal were able to buy themselves with the utility, but the other 2 players have to sacrifice in order to get that alongside the slightly weaker rifles. But the main thing is Smooya does get the AWP to work with, which so far he has been fairly impactful on. Done a good job of finding those opening picks on the T side. And let's see if he's going to have an opportunity now over on that short position, because for the moment at least it seems like QB4 are just playing this round quite passively, waiting to see if Epsilon decide to get aggressive, maybe being cautious, not sure but if they're up against that full buy or not. Playing the split and pick, but actually as I say that, they are just grouping back up over towards A, so let's see if they just want to try and immediately execute. Here we go, they are indeed going to be doing so. Molotov's going in from the CT side as well to try and slow it down. Right now that gives time for Epsilon rather to begin to rotate into position, but with the smokes down, the players are going to help back. A lot of damage by Surreal. Their war falls down to 2 HP. And Robin is well in a good position to try and catch these players pushing in towards jungle, and there you go, he gets 1, spots out a second on the steps. And Jenko rather in position to go ahead and assist. So a 2-man advantage being claimed, make that 3. As the FAMAS steps it up once again. So Boomich and Jumpkin now left to try and clutch out this after plant, and it's not looking so likely. But Jumkit, he starts it off well. Won't be able to find more than just a single frag though, so I think with that the round now should be in favour of Epsilon. I think already Boomich has given up on this one. He's just trying to save the AK, realising that the chances of him being able to pull this off are very low. And there you have it indeed. So AK should at least be carried over. But Epsilon instantly returning that one. QB4 can't buy though, so they will be able to get a pretty solid one into this. I think someone can drop an up. Yeah, Quick or Valina could have dropped an up, and it is going to be Quick that does so. I think, honestly, that was a pretty decent idea to push into jungle there with the flashes because they didn't have any map control. They were trying to... They probably realized their after plants on the A-bomb side have been weak, and they were trying to get themselves into good positions. And I'm pretty sure they also spotted 2 players towards the CT spawn. So if they had been able to take down Robin, they would have had full control of jungle. They would have had a great spot to try and play off of. So you can see what they were thinking, but it just didn't work out. But there we go. Waterfalls with the op is going to be able to find a great open and pick onto Robin. So a man advantage. Mid control being taken as well for Qualifier. And Epsilon now looking to try and recover this one. Smoothie boosted up on short. Doesn't quite have the view currently. Oh, he spots at the top of the head. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Smoothie, a great shot. Not even a wall bang. He just spots out the pixel and takes him down. So back into a 4-on-4. And here we go, QB Fire. Looks like they just want to commit towards the A-bomb site, which only Surreal is there to defend. Second op though in play as well, something we didn't really mention. He's very capable with this weapon, so let's see how it's going to go. But now the bomb gets planted, and this is likely going to leave it into a 4-on-4 retake. When you have that double op setup, this is when it becomes a little bit awkward, trying to actually push forward and clear out all the positions. And let's see how it's going to work out now. They do have the defuse kits, they have plenty of utility to try and clear out these positions. They need to be cautious right now because you can see there is actually a player pushed up very aggressively into jungle. Doesn't matter though, Smoothie wins out that fight somehow. Again, the op of Waterfalls will be able to return it, but it's 3-on-3. Smoke going to be going down onto the site. The op of Smoothie steps it up to find a second. And Waterfalls does the same as he finds a hat-trick. So into a 2-on-1. The bomb is being stuck, but it is going to be denied. Waterfalls with a quad kill in that round to allow for QB4 to get themselves up to 9. Or rather, up to 10. My apologies. But yeah, double digits now, 2 rounds in the difference. And Epsilon, they don't have the economy to actually buy into this one, so likely are going to be going for an eco. Zeus for Robin, okay. Let's see how that works out. This is an interesting boost right now from Epsilon over towards Palace. There's one player in towards his position, that's Boomich, so maybe this could work out if he pushes forward and hands them over an AK, but there's also 4 players on ramp. And with only Jenko to try and actually hold down that position, he shouldn't really be finding too many, and then these players are just very exposed. So let's see how it works out. They decide to push in towards Palace, which does actually go in their favour. So Real able to take that 1 kill, get himself a rifle to work with. And a dink by Jenko now does a bit of damage. It's Smoothie instead that has the AK, but a Molotov is actually going to force him back. So should allow for at least the bomb plant now to come in for QB Fire. At this point, I don't really know how much Epsilon can do. But ooh, the HP has been really chipped away. Quick down to 14. Lena takes a lot of Molotov damage as well as he's dropped to 31, so pretty good start to this retake. But as I said, at Waterfalls, he takes down 2 players on the flank, and Jumpkit taps off the head of Robin, sprays away, and eventually finds Smoothie. So QB4, they managed to just about take themselves that round. It was very close if you look at the HP, but in the end they get themselves up to 11. And now Epsilon are back onto the buy. Jenko drops over and up, gives that to Smoothie as you would expect. And now the buy. That's going to decide whether QB4 can equalise the scoreline or if Epsilon continue to build their lead. So let's see, this is a crucial one. Not a lot of utility to work with either for Epsilon, and also only that 1 defuse kit on the Chak. Waterfalls takes down Smoothie on mid, so good start into this round once again for QB Fire. See, because of losing that man early on, Epsilon, they're trying to bring this round back in their favor. They're trying to get aggressive. They're trying to actively take fights. And Jenko being taken down over towards the ladder room isn't really going to help out, because now it's going even further in favor of Qualifier. Player in towards window right now, actually, for the Russian side. That's Jumka. Seems like Robin's definitely aware of this one, but right now as the T's make their way over towards B, Chak is alone. Once Chak gets some contact, it's likely that that Robin will have to begin to rotate to try and assist, and that allows for Jumka to get a great flank. So this is just a really good position right now for Qualifier. This is going to be so difficult for Epsilon to try and hold. You can see Chak even decides to just back off, and as he backs off, his teammate pushes him towards the bomb site. So this is a very questionable decision. Now Robin is going to be in an awkward spot. He has to take multiple kills, and it's just not going to happen. He finds a single. That is it. And Valina steps it up to find Chak as well. But I guess Robin was kind of forced out into the bomb site. I'm not sure if he knew there was a player actually flanking behind them. I think he was kind of cautious of it. So you can see where he was coming from, having to push in. But it probably should have been communicated better, because we should have seen the player who was on short sticking around to actually assist him. What was the molly for? I think it was to try and stop anyone. I don't think it went exactly where he wanted to put it, but I think it was to stop anyone who tried to jump out the window from like doing so freely. I think that was his plan anyway. So we're just trying to save. Maybe able to do so. A couple of players going for the hunt right now. If he peeks this waterfall to the position, oh, we get the off. So good work by Surreal. But there you have it. Qualifier once again equalize the scoreline, and there is going to be a pause in play. So I'd presume at this point it's tactical. Yeah, Robin called the pause, so I'd presume this is tactical for Epsilon. Maybe I can get that confirmed by the producer. We'll find out hopefully soon. Oh, you guys can't see the chat, but there's a bit of BM going on. It's all friendly though. It was friendly, don't worry. Show you the chat. I can't. I'm not the producer. I'm just casting. That's all I'm doing. It was just a joke. The E-bot is having trouble. It's shown 13-12 instead of 12-12, and when Boomich pointed it out, Robin said that'll be the scoreline anyway, so. Well, it's kind of not BM, because I guess he was kind of implying Qualifier would take this round, but... Well, if he was implying Epsilon will take it, it's a bit unlikely considering their buy is quite weak, but they do have the offer for Smoothie to work with, which is a positive, so... Let's see where he decides to take this one. Let's see what he tries to actually do with this one. Smoothie right now. You see him actually bringing this over towards, I believe, Connector. Yeah, towards Connector indeed. Playing this a little bit more passive though. He has Robin the support. He's just trying to play the angle to hold the short push. And as we can see, Jenko's going to have a massive task at hand to try and hold down the speed bomb site. Gets one. Better than perhaps you could have expected. And actually, Chak was in position as well, but it's not going to work out. Quick takes him down. Speed bomb site is going to be under the control of Qualifier, but not perfectly. See, actually, Boomich getting caught off guard. He tries to jump across. Smoothie hits the upshot. And now it's a 3-on-3 with the HP not really being spectacular for the Qualifier side. So this could get a bit awkward. Smoke going down to try and delay these players from being able to push forward, which allows for the bomb plant now to come in. Let's see. All these CTs are coming in from different positions, which is the problem. Robin retrieves himself an AK though. He can find this opening kill, it's doable. There we go. He does find one, but he loses Smoothie in the process and steps it up to find Quick as well. Waterfall's now all alone in a 1-on-2. Playing around the bomb site, spots out the first player and wins out the duel. Back to the P250, but Robin finds it. And does he have time for the defuse? The answer seems to be no to that, so he does decide to just go for the op and run away and try and save this. So yeah, unless he had a kit, he wouldn't have had time for the defuse. And Epsilon, even with being able to find all 5 kills in that round, Qualifier managed to take the lead. And now the buy should come back out. So good damage at least being found, but Qualifier already have themselves a decent amount of economy built up. So even after investing into this one, I think they are still going to have enough money left over, even if they lose a round to buy. So yeah, Epsilon right now need to try and chain a couple of gun rounds together. Otherwise, Qualifier may just run away with the remainder of this map. What's the score? The score is 13-12. Oh, if you throw on audio, I can try and keep people updated on scores through my voice as well. But you wouldn't be able to hear me saying that, so what am I saying? I couldn't actually hear the bomb itself because I was speaking. Apologies. The second I stopped speaking, I realized I didn't have time. Irish caster? Yes, I am indeed, but let's see. As I mentioned, a crucial round for Epsilon to take. Otherwise, Qualifier likely just going to run away with the remainder of this game, and that's a great start. Boomich just walking out of Palace finds 2. Robin and Surreal fall, and so does the control of the A-bomb site now over into the hands of Qualifier. So, Epsilon, not a great start into this gun round. They don't really find much as the players going towards the A-bomb site. Boomich brought to 11 HP, but that's really the only thing they were able to get done. So now, Jenko, Chak, and Smooya to try and actually pull this one off, and it's not looking likely. Jump cut on short, he finds the backstab. And as we can see, it was all a bit of a ruse. Qualifier, they've brought the bomb back towards B. And Smooya and Chak now are in the complete wrong positions. They're over on the other bomb site. They realise now that it's planted towards B. Quick gets himself 1 kill, and he finds the second onto Chak. So, Qualifier with a very dominant gun round, and Epsilon once again are going to be forced onto an eco. If they want to buy, they have a bit of money perhaps to try and do it. You can see 2 players just above 5,000, but the rest of them are quite low, so it's going to be awkward for me. He may go glass cannon off, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. There you go, indeed, he does get that, but it's not a great buy at all by Epsilon. Are they in Northern Ireland or the South? It's Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, but yeah, I'm from Dublin, so the Republic. I'm not from the South. If I was from the South, I'd be from somewhere like Cork, which is... No, I don't like Cork. That's just the BM at all my friends from Cork, by the way, so... Irish girls are the best. I don't know, I've had some bad experiences. I don't know if I agree with that. Ooh, nice shot by Smooth though. He starts us off well by taking down Quick. And Robin alive on the bomb site as well. And actually, this is a very heavy stack right now towards A from Epsilon. And this may work out. You can see the kills so far are going to be going in their favour. Smooth taking a lot of damage down to a single point of HP. There's still a man advantage in favour of the UK side. Only Surreal to fall so far. And let's see now. Molotov going in is going to delay jump kit just a small amount. Bit of a misplay perhaps for 2 Molotovs to be thrown at the same time, and one of them actually landed on top of that smoke, so not perfect. Molotovs being perhaps wasted, and because of that they do only have a single smoke remaining, but now the T is looking to try and come towards this bomb site once again. They have to do so, of course, with the bomb being down in the open. And Waterfalls with the op right now posted up, hoping that Smooya perhaps will just overextend and give him the opportunity to find an open and peak, but no, it's not going to happen, and it's not going to be happening rather. Waterfalls, he loses out the aim duel, and as does Velina. So jumping out 1-on-4, happen away. We'll eventually find that kill in towards jungle, but 12 HP now to try and take down 3 players with only the same amount of seconds. Make that 9 now. You can see he has basically 0 chance in this round. Seeing the way we're scared. Do you mean what are they called? If you're talking about the things that the Scottish people wear, no, I don't. They actually are Irish though, so I'm surprised you knew that rather. A kilt, that's what it's called. Kilt, I forgot. Oh yeah, Neil just said it just after I said it. Just know there is delay on the stream, so I remembered the name of that before you told me. Before you told me in chat, so I'm with you, bro. But yeah, full buy still coming in from both sides. Qualifier, they had enough to reinvest into this one. And if Epsilon can actually chain these 2 rounds together, they put themselves in a pretty good position. Other way around, if Qualifier take this, then Epsilon likely going to have their economy broken for what could be the final round of this map. So, crucial one for the UK side to pick up if they want to actually try and have a chance now to take this first map. Really standard round coming in by Qualifier, just focusing on this mid control. And that's a nice smoke, but Smoothie still has a good position to try and play over this one. Doesn't seem like anyone's going to go towards Delpan, though. That would have been his best opportunity to find the opening kill. Waterfalls, I think he does actually spot out one player, but Robin with a gap in that window, Smoke is able to strike. I don't know if that was a smoke by the T side. If it was, that was a bit of a failure, but luckily enough, Valina, he returns it. Robin now aware that it's a window boost. He wins out that fight against Quick, so into a man advantage once again for Epsilon. The trades go in their favour. Qualifier now with 40 seconds remaining, have to try and bring this bomb towards the site quite soon, and it's looking like A is going to be their target. Boomich, he doesn't win that fight either. He gets taken down by Surreal. So right now, Epsilon in an amazing position to take themselves up to 14, unless Jumpka and Valina can pull off a bit of a miracle right now. 25 seconds to open up this A bomb site. Valina, he's not even looking towards A. Instead, he's creeping his way up through short, which means that there's basically nothing that can be done. I guess he's hoping to try and pull the rotate off, but I don't think that's going to happen. Unless Epsilon spot the bomb, they shouldn't be rotating. And Valina right now, he has so little time. He's just continuing to walk, and there's only 10 seconds. Yeah, there you go. He gets one kill at least, but the bomb all the way over towards ramp already, trying to make its way onto the site. Surreal still in position, should be able to shut this one down. And yeah, just, I don't know, it was a questionable decision. They get the bomb plant at least, which is a bit of extra money to work with, but I don't know, it was just strange to split up in that situation. It would have been probably ideal to send that one player up through connector to try and actually assist towards A. The command is still casters, even though there's only one of me. Because I'm so good on plural. But yeah, currently a tactical, not tactical, I meant to say technical pause coming in for the Epsilon side. Apparently they're having loss. They have 20% loss, so they just want to fix that before they get back into it. And also, E-bot is being fixed because it was having a bit of a seizure. I thought the score was 15-14 in favor of Epsilon for some reason. So let's see. That should be fixed now before we get back into this. Can you do a hype round? I can try. I can do hype. It's just still early in the morning. This is my first matchup, and apologies, I'm trying. It's awkward while solo casting because I have to pay attention to so much stuff. Usually I'd be casting with someone else, but my co-caster, Hawkett, I think he's in college at the moment, so he's not committed. He's not committed. That's what it is. That's what the problem is. He's not committed like I am. Early in the morning. It's 1 o'clock. It's early for me. It's early for me because I woke up at 11:30, and yeah. I had a nice little sleep in because I've casted I think the last 7 days in a row, 6 or 7 days in a row, and a lot of those have been like 9 to 10 hour days. So when I can, I take myself a nice little sleep. It's needed. Nah, Hawk is very committed. He just has to, I think he's in college. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he had something to do anyway. We need more Irish casters. We actually do have another Irish caster. Dinko. You can check him out as well. Dinko TV, I think, on Twitter. He's actually from Northern Ireland. He's from Belfast, so you get a bit of a different accent as well. So, yeah. Do I gamble? No, I do not. That never goes well for me. But if you want to gamble, go to GG.bet. It is the best website for betting on online esports. And let's get this into a bit of a hype round now. This is going to be a crucial one for Epsilon to pick up if they want to go ahead and get themselves up to map point. But similarly for Qualifier, they don't really have the economy to work with currently. If they lose this round, they are going to be forced only onto pistols and maybe a bit of utility to back it up. So right now, 14-14. This is probably the most important round we've seen so far in this game. And let's see how it's going to work out. You can see the T side right now grouping up back towards T-spawn. The bomb left in this position as well. And it looks like they're going to favour over towards this A bomb site. And let's see how successfully this is going to go, because so far Epsilon have been doing a pretty good job of shutting this one down. But this time, we do actually see a bit of a more standard setup coming in. They don't have 3 players on the side of the map. Instead, a boost coming in over towards B from Smoothie, which likely won't really be given a chance to actually pay any dividends. And let's go now. It will indeed be coming out towards this A-bomb site. We'll go ahead and take up the pace as well. We make this a bit of a faster cast as well as hype. Then look at this, Fire looking to try and go aggressive into the CT spawn. Boomich pushing forward with the UMP. Robin, he doesn't quite deny the bomb plant, but he will be able to find that kill to allow Epsilon to have a one-man advantage now coming into this retake. And we can see the T's because of that. They continue to go aggressive. 3 players in towards the CT spawn. Waterfalls with the AWP looking to try and play the lurk. And as it is planted for short, he's in a great position. And let's see how this works out. Jack, though, he finds one. Surreal going to be able to shut down quick as well. And let's make this quick indeed now as all the kills are going in favor of Epsilon. All down to Waterfalls. And he's going to be left alone in a 1-on-4. The position has been smoked off. He has to hope he has this position lined up correctly, but it's not going to work out. And Epsilon get themselves up to map point. And he even dies, so it's not going to be a big deal that he dies after time because of the bomb already being planted, but it is a big deal in the sense that now he doesn't have an op to work with. So map point for Epsilon, a weaker buy going to be coming out for the Russian side. Fire not looking great. They tried to call a pause, but they didn't press it in time, I don't believe. And right now, Galil's, UMPs, and a CZ to try and actually force this to overtime for Fire. Let's see if they're going to be able to actually pull it off, because Epsilon right now, they've stepped it up on the CT side, finally been able to pick themselves up 3 rounds in a row. Not perfect, so we could still perhaps see Fire stepping it up once again on the T side, but they have to start it off with a much weaker buy. And let's see if they're going to be able to actually do it, because right now they get control towards mid, 3 players in this position, 2 players in the B apartments, and it's looking like we might be seeing a split over towards B, where currently there is 3 players in position. Smooya on this boost similar to the previous round, and let's see if he finds the kill. He spots out 1 player at least. Jenko going to be able to open it up over towards short, and now Smooya, he repositions, and he's trying to get these shots, but he's not going to be able to connect them so far, but it doesn't matter. Chak is there, he finds the hat trick, and this should be the first map in favor of Epsilon. It's all on to Boomich to try and save it. 1-on-3, low HP, and a P250 is going to take him down. Smooya, he's going to be successful in winning out that 1 versus 1 on the bomb site. Of course, he had teammates to assist, but Epsilon now 16-14 as they take the first map to lead 1-0 in this series.